my third time seeing snow ever, so I didn't think anything like this would ever happen.
It's been a wild day across Central Texas as Sunday Funday had a fluffy white twist to it. But as the snow falls, schools and road closures closely follow. Good evening, I'm Joel Lopez. Now, we've got a lot of news to get to tonight and a full team coverage from across the region, from McLennan County to the Brazos Valley, as Central Texas is covered in layers of snow. Kicking off our first alert weather coverage is Chief Meteorologist Matt Hines. Matt, how long is this snow going to stick around for?
Well, right now we're tapering off to flurries, and that's basically north of Highway 84 right now, north of Gatesville, Waco, up to Hillsboro, Meridian. Last little gasp of snow here over toward Corsicana as well. We'll throw this into motion, and as you can see, it's really starting to break up as the drier air in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere is starting to take over. But down closer to the surface, we still have some moisture around, so those low clouds are going to hang around. That may produce a few flurries, but other than that, the significant snow is done, and this will be a distant memory as we head into the next 2 or 3 days. But right now, this is what we have, folks. Anywhere between 3 and 9 inches of snow on the ground. The heaviest snow totals right here across Bosque, parts of Hamilton into Coryell, McLennan, and up into Hill County, where we saw those 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-inch totals. That 9-inch total there across southern parts of Bosque County. Bell County, you saw 4 to 5 inches of snow with some isolated higher totals. Down toward Cameron, around 5 inches. Same for Bryan College Station. 6.5 inches in Centerville and 6 in Madisonville. So definitely a lot of snow out there. As we head into the main weathercast, we'll show you what that means for the record books, and I think you'll want to stick around for that. Winter storm warning still in effect. Now, the snow is over, but I do think we'll see some refreeze during the overnight hours tonight as temperatures are hovering close to the freezing mark, 33, 34 degrees for most of us, and it will slowly fall probably below freezing later on tonight with those wind chill temperatures into the 20s. So it is definitely a cold Central Texas night here. And as we take a look at your forecast, we are going to take it down about 31, couple snow showers out there, but we are going to see temperatures dip just below freezing, which means we could have some ice in the morning. Let's go to meteorologist Josh Johns with more.
Yeah, and Matt, the snow is over for the most part across Central Texas, but the snow remains on those roads. You can see on this map from drivetexas.org that snow-covered roads are all across Central Texas. And although most of the roads are just wet right now, some of those side streets could start to freeze over quickly as temperatures drop much closer. But even with the snow pouring down earlier today and the warnings out there, many were still on the road. 25 News reporter Sierra Shipley took a road trip from Waco to Bell County to see how others were faring on those snowy roads.
Yeah, Josh, that's absolutely right. And if anyone was out on the roads today, they know that things that could have gotten messy quick. I didn't see any accidents on the road when I drove from Waco to Killeen today, but everyone I spoke to said they're just being cautious as they take in this snowy Central Texas day.
From Waco to Killeen and everywhere in between, the snow didn't keep drivers off I-35.
Honestly, I feel like I was in a snow globe.
Marquisha and Trayvon Profit, Houston natives, learned a lot driving through the storm.
Just kind of be safe. Just make sure you got enough grip on your tires if you just really want to be out here in the snow today.
Good tires and salt trucks can do the trick. And even with TxDOT employees driving the line, spreading the brine, Miguel and Alondra Valdez plan to stay off the roads as much as possible.
If it's not safe.
In town for a getaway and surprised by the snow, they plan to extend their stay.
Yeah. One might as well spend the extra money to stay safe than chance it.
The reason seems simple.
It's just smart.
There's no rush.
No rush when you've got a snowball fight to win. Or if a stroll in the snow brings you a totally new adventure.
This is my first time seeing real actual snow, so it's really beautiful.
Well, snowfall during the day made roads plenty dangerous, but as this melting snow refreezes tonight, it's just going to pose new dangers by the time the sun comes up tomorrow morning. So anyone traveling now into tomorrow, just please be safe. In Bell County, Sierra Shipley, 25 News.
Sierra, thank you. Now, for many of you, this may be the first time you've ever had to drive in the snow, so here are some tips on staying safe. According to AAA, drive slow. The speed limits are set on the roads for when there's ideal driving conditions. Next, keep a safe distance between you and other cars in case one of your cars starts to slide. Now, if your car does slide, ease off of the gas pedal and brakes and steer into the direction of the skid until you stop sliding. Now, Waco Transit announced it has shut down all services tonight, of course, because of the snow and hazardous driving conditions. Services kick back off tomorrow morning at 7:15. Now, one of the biggest impacts of today's snowstorm is the cancellation of school tomorrow morning. But how many districts have canceled classes? Well, it may be easier to tell you which ones have not. 25 News reporter Dennis Turner is live in Killeen with what you need to know about closing of school tomorrow.
Well, pick a Texas school district, almost any Texas school district, from Axtell to Oglesby, Academy to Waco to West, and even here in Killeen. All will close schools tomorrow. Now that may sound like a bit of an overreaction since lots of city roads cleared starting late today, but school districts say they have very good reasons for wanting to cancel classes on Monday. Courtney Fritz, mother of four, says the Texas reaction to snow surprised her at first.
I first moved here, my employer actually, when it snowed one day, my employer said, hey, if it snows, don't come into work. And I was like, okay, well, how much? And she was like, no, if it snows, don't come into work. And I was like, yeah, no, I understand, but like 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches. And she's like, no, I don't think you understand. In Texas, like, if it snows at all, you don't come into work.
A shock to this Chicago native, more accustomed to 10 feet of snow than to the 4 or 5 inches Central Texas got Sunday. She shrugs it off and says she'll look for ways to keep her children occupied. While lots of roads started drying out from the slushy mess where they started, school leaders say they can't guarantee that country roads will look as good as highways and city roads, especially with a lot of this slush possibly refreezing overnight.
We have some rural areas our students are traveling in and out of. Some of those roadways and bridges may have some black ice by the morning, so we felt it was in the best interest of everybody to go ahead and cancel classes on Monday.
Plus, no one wants to get a school bus full of children stuck on a snowy road. So while in some places the canceling of school seems like an overreaction, if you consider the safety of every student and every employee, the decision makes a little more sense, even to winter warriors from Chicago.
I think closing schools is a little ridiculous, but you know, I understand that other drivers don't drive very well because they're not prepared for it.
No, most of us aren't prepared for it that much. But if you have any questions about whether your school district will hold classes tomorrow, we have a complete list of school closings right at your fingertips at KXXV.com. We're live along Interstate 14 tonight. Dennis Turner, 25 News. Back to you.
Dennis, thank you. Now, today's snow wasn't all fun and games. All the snow is starting to cause trees to give out, creating hazardous conditions. 25 News reporter joins us live from Cameron Park that had to close down from the damage. Jack?
Well, Joel, you can see from these cones here behind me, Cameron Park closed tonight after several branches blocked the roadways here due to the snow. Now, this isn't the only place that's feeling the problems from today's winter wonderland. Across Central Texas, the cleanup begins after snow brought the region to a screeching halt.
We started the day. We want people out in the parks and enjoying this type of weather with their friends and kids and families. But as the dangerous conditions, we sort of had to switch real quick.
Waco's Cameron Park closed tonight after dozens of branches made the roads impassable. According to Cook, Cameron Park Road will be closed until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest as crews work to clear up roads across the city. A park ranger told 25 News that he heard dozens of trees falling during his final drive through the park.
Up and down the roadway along Cameron Park Drive, not only down trees, but just the weight of the vegetation has fallen over a lot of the side of the roadways.
It could be weeks before all the debris is cleared. Citywide curbside brush pickup is not scheduled until next week, though the city is considering changing the schedule if there's enough damage.
Really, the main priority was clearing roadways of trees and any debris, getting those off to the sides to really assist with the traffic.
In the meantime, Cook has advised for anyone hoping to get one more day in the Central Texas snow.
there's still going to be some snow on the ground and kids out of school. We encourage people to get out and enjoy this while we have it, but we do want people to exercise caution and stay away from trees.
If you have any questions about whether the city can help you with the downed tree, they say to call the Parks and Rec's office tomorrow morning and they can help determine your next step forward. Reporting live in Waco, Jack Allen, 25 News.
Jack, thank you. Now, the snow is unfamiliar to animals as it is for us. And while it's okay to let them experience it, just try not to keep them exposed for too long. 25 News reporter Paige Ellenberger joins us with tips on how to keep your furry friends safe in the cold temperatures.
Temperatures will continue to drop into the night, creating an unsafe environment for our animals. If left outside for too long, they can contract hypothermia or even frostbite. But there are ways to help. For smaller animals, bring them inside if you can. For livestock or outdoor animals, make sure they have enough straw or hay to keep them warm.
I know it might be hard for some people to think, oh, I don't want this animal in my house, it's going to make a mess, but you know, that one mess isn't going to be as bad as your animal freezing to death outside.
Shelby says if you need help or resources, to reach out because she'll likely be able to help. She also advises against utilizing towels to keep animals warm outside. They'll get wet and then freeze. Reporting in Temple, Paige Ellenberger, 25 News.
Paige, thank you. Now, the snow is not only causing problems with schools and animals, but COVID-19 testing centers as well. We'll tell you how long the wait might be before you get your results.
We're looking at the Eagle Eye and it looks like it's here.
It's coming down fairly hard out towards Lake Waco.
Generally, we've seen about 3 to 6 inches of snow.
The ranches and farmland are covered in snow as far as the eye can see.
So we have seen quite a bit of snow, but it looks like the bullseye was right here from Hamilton County through Coryell, McLennan, and into parts of Hill County.
When winter weather arrives in Central Texas, the 25 News team is there with team coverage, live and on location to keep you safe and informed. 25 News is dedicated to you before, during, and after the storm.
If you had plans to get tested for coronavirus tomorrow in McLennan County, listen up. The health district announced because of the weather, COVID-19 testing sites will be shut down. If you had an appointment, you're asked to reschedule. Now, McLennan County is gearing up to host a mass vaccination for coronavirus, but today the health district announced they received over 1,500 Moderna vaccines for people in phase 1A and 1B. They hope this will help move people into the next phases of vaccinations. Sign up for the vaccines kicked off this morning, but all available spots filled up in less than an hour. For updates on the next shipments of vaccines, text the word vaccine to 22328. Today's snowfall caused some serious concerns across the region, and it got DPS sending out caution warnings to people in the Brazos Valley. The heavy snow didn't make its way to the Brazos Valley until late this afternoon, but it didn't make the dangers of driving any less unpredictable and dangerous. 25 News reporter Hannah King has more.
Yeah, hey Joel, whenever I arrived, you could still see the tire marks from the pickup truck embedded in the slush and the light pole behind me knocked down.
This time, I don't know, we just lost traction and we couldn't control it.
This Central Texas storm won't be remembered as a good snow day for these College Station buddies.
Yeah, for a second it was just scary, like lost total control and then the pole just was there. Thankfully it wasn't fast.
The snow and slick road conditions forced this driver to lose control of his truck. Bernardo says the wintry mix put him in a scary situation.
I was definitely very scared at the beginning, but just calmed down. The police got here and it was all fine.
Alex Ali says it happened in an instant.
Well, we were just driving down the road and we just lost control. I think we were switching lanes or I don't know what happened and it just lost traction and we slid off and hit the pole.
Striking a light pole near a busy intersection on University Drive, everyone involved knows it could have been so much worse, a scenario that is playing out across the area for so many drivers.
After we hit the pole, it fell down and it was blocking the University Drive. And luckily, some of the people that were behind us, they came out and helped us move the pole off the road along with the police. So we were able to get it out.
Authorities recommend simply staying off the road unless it's absolutely necessary tonight and tomorrow. This College Station man now understands the danger the white powder brings.
Try to avoid if
you can to drive in these conditions, the most you can, unless it's urgent.
Reporting in College Station, Hannah King, 25 News.
Hannah, thank you. Now, snow in Aggieland is a pretty rare sight, but some college students are soaking it up. First Alert meteorologist Josh Johns joins us. Josh, how are the Aggies reacting?
Well, Joel, Aggie snow is very rare. When I was at College Station, we got excited about a mere flurry, but I definitely did not see anything like what they saw today. And Aggies out there today were enjoying this rare sight that the Brazos Valley hasn't experienced in a few years. With the start of school nearly a week away, some A&M students could be seen around campus enjoying the snow Sunday afternoon.
As soon as I saw snow, I'm like, I need to get dressed. This is like once in a blue moon, and I'm out here. I'm gonna meet up with a friend, and we're gonna probably just walk around campus, building snowmans, make snow angels.
Now, Matt, snow in Aggieland, it's rare, but where you're from, or where you went to school, I'm sure it was more common than what it is here even.
Up in Lubbock, we did have quite a few snows up there, and when I did weather in Amarillo, we had a lot of snow up there. My biggest storm I ever covered in the state of Texas, 26 inches up in Amarillo. But this is a big one for Central Texas as well. We're going to get into the rankings here in a second. Our First Alert 25 radar showing that we are in our winter weather mode. You can see the snow is coming down a little bit here near Meridian up to Hillsboro, but it's really starting to fall apart as the dry air is taking over. Look at this just evaporate on the radar scope as we make our way through the past couple of hours here. And it does appear that that is going to continue to lift off toward the north and east. How much snow did we see? We showed you this at the top of the newscast. Want to show you it again around Mexia. Almost 5 inches of snow, 4 to 5 inches in Bell County. Look at that, 9 inches. Big winter here across southern Bosque County, and about 5 to 6 inches across McLennan, and then down to Bryan College Station around 5 inches, and over 6 inches here from Leon County down to Madison County. A lot of the roadways, the highways are okay. Even a lot of the city streets, they're just wet, but we are going to see the potential of some black ice develop on bridges and overpasses and those side streets in your residential areas for tonight because of that, and that's why the winter storm warning is in effect still, even though the precipitation has stopped. It's just to remind you that there will likely be some ice as we make our way into tomorrow morning. Now, over the past 40 years, almost 39 officially, we have not had a big snow like this. It's been since 1982. Well, this is the highest 24-hour total, at least on the top 10 list, 4.4 inches, and that's the official observation. Again, we did see more in and out of Central Texas, and the top 9 heaviest snows here and the top 10, we are looking like that we are going to put this one probably right in the middle, right around number 5 of 3 to 9 inches of snow. You could debate it could be a little higher, maybe a little lower, but with that 9-inch mark, we wanted to make sure that we did have January 2021 in there. So this is definitely one of the bigger events that we've ever seen here across Central Texas since the late 1800s. How about that? Future track showing clouds stick around through midnight, maybe a few snow flurries, but things are going to be rather quiet out there as we make our way into our Monday morning. But notice this, between 7 a.m. and noon, clouds stick around. That just means not a lot of sunshine, and we may not see a lot of melting during the morning hours. During the afternoon, we'll start to break those clouds up, but it may be mid to late afternoon before we really clear it out, and that's when we will have the potential for some stronger melting conditions across the area. Then as we move into Tuesday morning, this is trying to pick up on a little freezing fog, maybe some freezing drizzle developing from the Brazos Valley up toward the Waco area. We'll continue to track that potential, but by Tuesday afternoon, some clouds around, but we will see everything melt by Tuesday. So tonight, again, temperatures dropping down into the upper 20s and lower 30s. It is going to be a cold night for us, and that's why we are really concerned about some of that black ice developing on some of those surface streets. And then tomorrow, highs only upper 30s and lower 40s. It is going to be a cold day here across Central Texas. And look at this, Tuesday morning into the 20s. So if we do see some freezing drizzle, freezing fog, we will have the potential for maybe a few slick bridges and overpasses even Tuesday morning, but it warms up as we head into Tuesday afternoon. So let's check out your forecast for Central Texas and the Brazos Valley. 40 degrees around that for Monday for both areas, going up into the middle 40s Tuesday, and by Wednesday into the lower 60s. And we will continue to see those 50s and 60s as we head into the next weekend. Maybe another storm system next Sunday as well. Right now, that doesn't look like a wintry situation, but we'll continue to keep tabs on it.
Matt, thank you. Now, before we end the night, we caught up with some locals frolicking in the snow. We jump right in and even take part in the fun. That's coming up next. Today was a day many will remember. 25 News reporter Adam Schindler shows us how Bell County families spent their day in the snow.
The idea of building a snowman here in Texas is something kids around here thought would never happen. Snowball fights broke out all over Bell County as soon as kids woke up this morning. And for some of them, it was a first.
When they woke up this morning, they was real excited about the snow because this is their first time seeing the snow, especially my 4-year-old. This is their first time. As you can see in the background, they're running around, they're having a lot of fun.
And snowball fights were only the beginning. What's the best part about having the snow today?
Making snowmen.
How long did it take you to build the one in the back?
Oh, like 20 minutes. My hand was frozen.
Snow like this is rare in Texas, so the experience for the whole family is that much more special.
To my kids, I love y'all. I hope y'all remember this forever. We're out here playing. This will forever be in my book, being out here in the snow with y'all, because we may never experience this again.
With all that's been going on over the past year or more, everyone is ready for a little fun in the snow.
Happy Snow Day, everyone!
The two little ones there at the end were my son Carter and my beautiful 4-year-old daughter Charlie, who had a snowball ready to throw at me before I could even get my shoes on this morning. From everyone at 25 News, have fun and be safe out there, guys. In Killeen, Adam Schindler, 25 News.
Adam, thank you. And Matt, like I was just telling you, today's actually my first snow day as well, so I'm definitely going to remember this.
All right, and well, get up tomorrow morning, enjoy it when you have it, because it will start to melt as we head into tomorrow afternoon. Highs will be into the lower 40s. If it stays cloudy all day at your location, maybe in the upper 30s. I don't think it'll all go away, but by Tuesday, I do think all of it's out of here because we continue to warm up into the 60s by the middle part of the week. Maybe another chance of rain as we head toward the end of the weekend. So Joel, I'm glad you got to see your snow since you're a Florida boy here, and I think the most used phrase today was, do you want to build a snowman?
All right, thank you. And thank you for trusting us with your First Alert weather coverage. Let's end the show tonight with some pictures sent in by 25 News viewers throughout Central Texas. Have a good night.